The Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios fight is one of those matchups that says a lot more about where both fighters are in their careers than it does about titles or rankings. For Garcia, this is less about belts and more about credibility. For Barrios, it's about proving he's more than just the guy people expect to beat. Ryan Garcia's career has been one of the most polarizing in modern boxing. On paper, his background is elite. He was a highly decorated amateur, one of the most recognizable prospects of his generation, and he started his professional career with real momentum. Fast hands, highlight reel knockouts, massive social media reach. He had everything lined up to become a superstar both inside and outside the ring. But the trajectory hasn't been smooth. Between mental health breaks, promotional issues, distractions, and inconsistent performances, Garcia's career has felt fragmented. The potential was always obvious, but the consistency wasn't. That inconsistency was brutally exposed in his performance against Rolando, Rolly Romero. That fight was widely seen as one of the worst showings of his career. Flat, disjointed, and lacking urgency. To many fans and analysts, it raised serious questions about his focus and his ceiling at the elite level. That's why this title shot feels unusual. In most eras, losing badly to Rolly Romero doesn't put you in line for another world title opportunity. But boxing politics, marketability, and star power matter. Ryan Garcia is still one of the biggest names in the sport, and that alone can move him into positions that pure merit wouldn't normally allow. On the other side, Mario Barrios is seen as one of the more vulnerable champions in the division. He's a solid, well-schooled fighter with size, a good jab, and a straightforward, disciplined style. He's not flashy, and he's not seen as a dominant force at the top level, but he's consistent and fundamentally sound. Against Garcia, he'll likely look to control range, keep the fight long, and test Garcia's discipline over 12 rounds rather than engage in reckless exchanges. Stylistically, this is a fight most people expect Garcia to win. His hand speed, explosiveness, and counterpunching ability give him the tools to break through Barrios' guard and create highlight moments. If Garcia is focused, conditioned, and mentally dialed in, this is a very winnable fight for him, and a chance to rebuild momentum after the Romero loss. But that's the key word, if. If Ryan Garcia loses this fight, the optics are brutal. Back-to-back losses to Rolly Romero and Mario Barrios would be a disastrous stretch for a fighter once seen as a future pound-for-pound star. It would raise serious questions about his discipline, his adaptability, and whether his career is drifting away from elite contention. At that point, it becomes unclear where he goes next. Does he reset against lower-level opposition, change teams, or fully pivot toward being a crossover star rather than a championship-level fighter? This fight is a crossroads. For Garcia, it's a chance at redemption and proof that he still belongs at the top table. For Barrios, it's an opportunity to silence the narrative that he's just a placeholder champion. Either way, the outcome will tell us a lot about where both men really stand in the sport right now.